Drinking a glass of wine. I see how you are. Can you hear me at all?
I could hear you.
Okay. Hey, just so you know, I had people email me here late in the day to change the minutes. I already made them. Just so you're aware.
Okay.
So it's made and saved in that file.
Okay. What was wrong with it?
Pat Ellis was on the meeting last time, and the very last thing about committee appointments, there was a slight change in. No big
Okay.
deal. Nothing important.
Okay.
Pat, I don't know which way. Let me think. You're at the back of the house, I think. So that way, you may have issues because he's having problems.
What else is new?
So, anyways, we are live on YouTube, but yeah, I don't know what's up. I tried talking through what I could. We'll see.
What, you couldn't get on the Zoom or what?
Yeah, something about on his computer was telling him he had to download a new app, and that was something that he wasn't comfortable, didn't know what he was doing with, and I don't know. So we'll see. I told him he could hop in the truck and just drive down here and I'd get him set up, but we'll see. How's trip?
Good, thanks. Short, fairly short. Oh, you're down there Wednesday, back Sunday.
Yeah, that is pretty quick turnaround, isn't it?
Did you get Carol to get my correction?
We already made the corrections and they're safe. And
I'm
fixed.
sorry, Pat.
No, that's all right. I
just wanted you there so bad. That's what it was.
No. I ended up able to stay on the whole time. Hey, all the snow's gone, Chris.
Yeah, it just all of a sudden up and gone, wasn't it? Got me thinking golf a little bit. Not that I have time to do that, but it's a neat idea.
Liberty's opening up tomorrow.
Oh, they should be. I would think tomorrow would be a good day.
50 degrees, maybe.
I'm skiing again tomorrow night.
Teaching or just?
Well, I'm supposed to be there in case there is something, but no, there probably won't be anything.
They've been pretty busy out there, haven't they?
Yeah, the weekend after all that snow was that must have been the last weekend in February. They had record day.
Did they really?
Yeah, record Saturday. Sunday would have been a record, but Saturday was bigger.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing to me.
Is Karen going to be on
Supposed to be.
so she can run the meeting?
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I guess I could tell Dennis to come over here.
Well, it's up to you guys.
I'll send him a text.
Kurt, did I spell that right?
Now talk. Yeah, we're hooking up the speaker.
Oh, you're doing good. You're good.
Should be the mute.
Ask if they can hear you.
Can you hear me, Chris?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Now you have to show him what he has to do with the.
I just won't talk. He's on mute. You talk, they can hear you now. You're not on mute.
He's unmuted, yes. I left him unmuted.
Yeah, so you're on.
Turn the TV off. So he don't have to hear the TV.
Yeah.
Oh, he said, what are these? I said, these look fun. I have those lights, Dad. They are. I have to take the red off. What, honey?
Dennis, am I assuming that's you on your phone?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you if he was attending.
We're working on it.
Okay.
It's having technical difficulties again. Oh. Looks like Dennis, are you there?
Debbie's running over next door to see if she can get him.
See you.
Small town.
Oh,
That's great. He needs to get his computer up and running a half hour before.
He's been trying.
he's been trying.
Really? My goodness.
Yeah.
We want to go ahead and get going, Chris, with the Karen can run that's a
Yeah.
board.
That probably makes sense if you're all right with that, Mrs.
Who's on
Boyd.
the phone? Do we know if he's on the phone?
That's fine.
I'm assuming that's Dennis, but I'm not getting anything through it. Even when it lights up like somebody's talking, I'm not hearing anything.
Okay.
Well. You want to go ahead and start? We have a quorum.
Might as well.
Okay.
Hopefully he's not offended, but I don't think that's
Hopefully,
that easy.
yeah. Hopefully he'll get on soon. Well, first we're going to have the minutes that we're looking at. And I just wanted to make one note because I noticed in there it said that I was going to talk to Kurt about where he'd like to help for the committees. And I believe Chris was going to talk to him about that.
Well, I assumed you were doing it, Karen, so I haven't done it. So
It
no,
was
no.
not.
It didn't get done. So
I was
either
like,
way, I did make changes to the minutes to reflect that, and Pat did have a change as well. Were there? So I guess the question would be, are there any other changes that we missed?
What was
Where
the,
it says
what was the
Bill-
other change?
That Pat was on the meeting.
Where it says bills, it says Davy Fowler. So
Oh.
I'm not sure what happened between Tammy
Oh.
and Davy.
It-
So
It does say that. Okay, we'll have that corrected.
We got it. I've already got it up. So
All
And
right.
consider it done.
was the meeting at 7:30 or wasn't it at 7?
It was a 7.
Yeah.
I
Because
fixed
up
that
there
too.
at the top, it says that it was at
7:30.
7:30.
It doesn't anymore.
Okay.
Good catch.
Yeah.
Bill.
And then I just had a question. I know when we were talking about the Blue Jacket Park rentals and it says March 13th through May 8th. Was there a certain day that was identified for that?
No, it's actually multiple days throughout that
Okay.
time.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, we've had some amendments to the minutes. With those amendments, do I have a motion to approve them?
So moved.
All right.
go ahead,
And
Tammy.
then a second.
I'll second.
Okay, Jaleese. All right. All in favor, say aye or wave your hands. Anyone opposed? All righty. Pat, has she got Dennis working yet? Do you know? Heard back from her? Nope. Okay. Okay, we have the bills that were sent out ahead of time to look at. Was there any comments you wanted to make about those, Chris?
No, I have no comments unless there are questions for me.
Are there any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the paid bills.
I'll make a motion.
All right, Kirk approves to pay the bills. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, Davy. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, very good. Any communications from citizens?
We have not received any communications from citizens in regards to the board meeting.
All righty. Then we'll move along to Jenna. Any communication from council?
Nothing for me unless anybody has questions.
Okay, well, we're zipping right along. Then Chris, we'll go to your report.
Well, it's pretty remarkable when you look at what difference a week makes in registrations. And from that extent, it's amazing what difference 2 days makes. We have done 42 registrations since March 1st hit. So being that we're not done with March 2nd, you can tell the sun is shining and people are starting to think spring. So really cool to see how that's going. I think we're on a good pace as far as registrations. I'm really happy with the marketing materials that have went out so far. Hopefully you saw the piece in the water bill. They came out. Yep, excellent. I thought Jeff did a really nice job with that. And I'm going to take a second and put Jeff kind of on the spot. I don't know if he's ready for that, but he is with us tonight. And I just want to give Jeff a second to comment and any pros, cons, or comments as he's been with us now for about 2 months. So.
Yeah, everything's been going pretty well. Just getting, just learning the different things. Chris and Carol have really helped me out. So I'm just trying to learn everything really quick. And I don't like not knowing things. So, but once I start to get to know people and names and different things like that, I think it's going to be really good. I mean, right now I'm starting to catch on to things and going through this baseball season and softball and track. I think once I go through it, I'll be able to pick up on all that stuff and add my 2 cents into it and just keep building our programs and making them better each year. But I really appreciate Chris and Carol helping me out a lot, because I'm not used to that. Because I mean, I've worked for the Y for a long time. It's just everything's just easy. And then I come here and it's like, it's like I gotta kind of like learn all this stuff. So I'm not too used to that right now. But I feel like once I get to learn everything, I feel really relaxed and feel like I'm catching on. So
Thanks, Jeff. He's doing a really nice job, and he's brought a nice air of marketing stuff that may have not been one of our best strengths. And so I'm really happy with how that's working out. We've had a lot of, a lot of board meetings with our different organizations, and he's really starting to get a grasp on those things. Had our first experience today with we scheduled an activity, waited, we sent out the email at 2:45, and at 3:15 we got an email that said, oh, hey, those dates we said were okay to use the gym, yeah, that's not good. So a little bit of baptism under fire with some of those things as well. So that's we're working on our girls youth softball clinic, and we thought we had it all set, and we actually started making copies today of a flyer to go out, and then we have to change the dates and times. So just one of those rolling with the punches kind of thing. So, but I'm really happy. Baseball and softball boards are doing a really nice job. They're very engaged. There's a great energy about them, having missed the year, and really excited to get back at it. I will tell you from just my seat, I'm really excited and energized looking at this spring after what we've went through for the past year. And so I'm really excited to get back into that groove as well. So we're excited to get programs rolling. One of the things I did want to share, Jeff has come up with a new program idea that we're working with the Bellefontaine high school football team and our youth football organization, where we're going to do a flag camp in July. It's going to be an hour long for 4 nights. But working with the high school football program and working on different skill development in the football and making the connection between the high school program and our youth program. So I'm really excited for that. And that was one of Jeff's ideas that we were already able to look at implementing here in a pretty short amount of time. So really happy with how all those things are going. So thank you to Jeff. And that kind of gives you an update on where we're at from registrations. And they're like I said, 42 registrations in the first less than 48 hours of March is a good start as we're rolling into March. And we had a good start in February, considering there was a little over a foot of snow on the ground. So that never is real conducive for registrations. People aren't thinking baseball, softball, and track when there's a foot of snow on the ground. So finance wise, the only thing I would share there is things are where they should be. Council is working on approving the final budgets. Right now, I think the city budgets had their first reading, but everything that we had anticipated and written into budget is in place. So just wait for all those I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed. Maintenance wise, it's amazing the difference a week has made from cleaning up snow mess to actually with the dry spell. I think we're going to see. I'm really hopeful we're going to be out doing some trail work at the end of this week, and then hopefully some ball field work at the beginning of next week. If everything dries as I hope, we're hoping to get some of those things moving forward here in a rather quick pace. So excited for that. Have a couple of different employees looking at getting some different little projects started. So that's really good. The canopy has been sent out for repair for the play at the peak. The dome that had failed was sent back, and they're going to be replacing all of those pieces. So I know we had talked about that, but it's all out and ready to go, and hopefully we'll have it back here in another month or so. Just like I said, a lot of irons in the fire from a maintenance perspective, just trying to get caught up. We've got several pool projects lined up. The pool heater's got a repair coming. The stairs, the concrete stairs coming from the parking lot down are scheduled to be replaced. And we're also replacing all of the grading in the pump house. So there's a metal grading system that's over top of the pumps, and it is in a state where it needs to be replaced. So our vehicle maintenance department, who are metal workers, are going to do that replacement for us here over the next month. So just a bunch of little projects there to get rolling. I know John and I had the conversation about we're going to be as proactive as possible about getting the pool back up and running. Our goal is to turn pumps on May the 17th, which is a little early considering we don't open until the 29th. But considering we've been down as long as we have, we want to make sure we've got an extra week in case there's issues we need to deal with. So that's our plan, is to turn pumps on May 17th for the first time.
Chris, are they replacing that grading with steel again, or metal, or
Yes.
aluminum?
Yes. Right now, I think we're going to use 1/4 inch. It has lasted a long time, and it's coming. It's actually a powder coated steel we're going to use. So hopefully that'll give us a lot of longevity as well. We have not replaced that in my 17 years. Actually, we haven't even had to really do a repair in my 17 years. So I feel like we're getting plenty of life out of it. So,
because a lot of times they were using fiberglass in those areas now.
And we looked into that, and just
about the spans or whatever. Sometimes.
Yeah. So
okay.
Good question though. Thank you. Myra, like I had mentioned, we do have some trail time scheduled here at the end of the week. I'm hoping to get the stonework done between the two new bridges to get that ironed out, and also some gravel at the top at the beginning of the stairway, as well as have other stone there for our trail volunteers to work on some spring conditioning of trails as well. So excited for those projects to be moving forward. Everything is completed on the stair project. We have done our final payments and submissions to the state, and everything seems to be in place on that. And then we did have a management group meeting. Meyer Management Group met on the 22nd of February. Had a really good discussion. Many topics, not a whole lot really to report, other than we are working with them to do a cleanup day and start trying to schedule some invasive removal days. And so Dennis and I had a really good meeting with the management group, and we're looking at some dates in May to try our first one of those kind of activities. Dennis, anything you want to add to the management group summary?
No, though there was some talk here last year about the deer and the deer eating vegetation, some of the new plantings, and they mentioned something about some shrubs along one of the road lines or tree lines or whatever. Do you recall that?
So yeah, so when we did the tree planting project, part of what Donnie had planted along the road that runs on the west side of the property, along some of the big prairie areas, they had planted a row of shrubs along there, and they became very good deer feed, I think is what they were referring to.
Okay, that might be something we need to fence in then. I'll get up. That was nothing else that they didn't bring up deer hunting again, but that was a top conversation last year about trying to thin the deer out, but it wasn't brought back up. So hopefully that one has died off. But nothing else new, I don't believe.
No, that was it.
One day instead of overnight for their environmental science. So we
correct. Their environmental education weekend is just going to be on Saturday, May the 1st, as a one-day event as opposed to overnight, trying to get as much ability for social distancing. So that's their goal for this year on that from the Tri-Marine Audubon Society's event. Okay, thank you, Dennis. Pool wise, I talked about some of the repairs. We've been hitting, trying to find staff pretty hard here. We've got a lot of holes to fill, and we've got some really good response already, but we definitely need more 16, 17, 18-year-olds that are interested in being lifeguards. We are going to hold a lifeguard class the week of May 24th. So anybody that wants to apply for a job that is not certified, we will run a class that week to work on getting them certified. So if you know of anybody, let me know. We'll get an application in their hands. But like I said, it's off to a good start that way from a staffing perspective. We've got most of our mowing staff spots filled. I do have one spot at the cemetery we're trying to find the right person for. So if you know of anybody that maybe is a young retiree that's interested in something like that, have them get with me. But that's the only real hole we're trying to work on right now. So that's where we're at. Outside of that, that's what's going on. We are just going like gangbusters. It feels good. It's a nice change to try and get so many of these things off the ground that weren't able to go last year. So excited for where our staff is. Carol and Jeff are working really well together, and I couldn't be happier with where we're at and where we're headed. So thank you.
Is it worthwhile to put an ad in the paper for maintenance staff and lifeguards?
We are going to do a bunch of promotion on lifeguards. That's going to happen later this week. I don't know if it'll go in the newspaper yet, but we're going to hit several different other outlets and actually I'm going to do some work directly at the schools as well. We've had a lot more success with the kind of the direct marketing, going to some teachers that have some good students and trying to work that way. So we're going to push on that a little bit here in the short term and see how that responds to us. As far as the maintenance positions, we're doing a little bit of internal searching before we do that ad, but we will go that route if we're still struggling.
Are we going backwards a little bit? Are we going to get delivery on a new mower this year?
I believe that's going to be in the city's capital budget, which has not been heard yet. Am I correct, Jenna, that the capital budget has not went before council yet?
I believe we had first reading last week. I can pull up my notes here.
Was that part of the I knew the operating budget was there. I wasn't sure if capital was there. So
Well, and there were several things that got singled out. Let me come back to that if you want to keep moving. Let's see if I can find my notes here.
thank you. I know that that's the intention, Dennis. I just don't know if it's the intention to happen right away.
Okay.
But with that, if there are no other questions, that does end my report. Thank you.
Where will the pool heater and the pool steps come in on our budget? I didn't see anything in there for it was encumbered.
They were encumbered from last year.
Okay, so it's in last year's monies. Okay, good. One other question: builder's scope for $3,000. What was that, Bill?
That was covering some final construction costs.
For builder's
Minor.
scope.
My
Builder's scape, yes.
They call it builder's scope.
Skate.
Scape. Okay, thank you.
And they still got to do that painting, right?
Yes, the painting, and we do have signed that under agreement as well, Pat, that'll be completed this spring.
Do you know if they pulled their trailer out of there yet?
You know, I don't. My plan is I'm headed out there tomorrow to do some check through and see if that's out of there yet or not.
We need to get that out of for your gravel for sure. Okay. Can't leave anything else on here.
Anything else? Do we have any old business do you need to discuss? There's nothing listed, but
there's nothing listed. The only thing I would bring up, and I apologize, we did have down a committee appointments for this meeting, and we have not gotten that done. Dennis and I need to get together and make that happen. And Kurt and I are going to have a phone conversation after this, scheduling a time for us to go out and do his tour and talk about how he sees himself fitting and where he's got interests in supporting the board.
Okay, before Nate jumps in, you and I set a time to meet.
Great, no problem. But no, outside of that, I do not have anything new other than that or old, Karen. So unless somebody else from the board has something else to bring up.
Yeah, Karen, you broke my record.
This could be the shortest meeting ever.
Fantastic.
Chris, I'm not finding my attachment. I've got it somewhere that has the list of the capital items, but I think it's one that was going to be discussed separately. There were several that we decided we would legislate separately because of the budget situation with COVID. So
Yep.
I'll get you an
And that
answer.
was my understanding, is just trying to make sure where we're at from a financial revenue perspective before they moved on some of those capital items,
Yeah.
particularly capital items that were in the general fund.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jenna. All right. Well, do we have anything else good for the order here tonight?
Yeah, is anybody else getting you need to get an app to run the Zoom meeting on Microsoft? Anybody get that dialogue?
You can,
Just me?
you need me to come over and help you with that.
Yeah, one time.
You've been recognized as special evidently, Dennis.
Come over.
You can get it on your phone too.
That was worth the gains.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I do have, I mean, I have an account. I have my name already logged in. And I don't know if everyone else has done that. I know I do an online yoga class, and everybody has had to do that. They've had to set up an account. It doesn't cost anything. It's free, but everybody had to set up an account. So I don't know. if that's-
Now, I mean, it just happened the last couple of times in between 2 times. So
I'm getting on his phone right now, so.
Okay, you'll give him instructions. All right.
on the desktop on the phone.
I don't have one. I don't think I've got one here.
I mean, usually you just have to do
You don't have to do
click on the link,
the link.
but
You come over, I'll show you.
All right.
I'll bring it in tomorrow. You can look at it.
I can come over.
It's possessed.
all right. Well, I don't, except for helping Dennis with Zoom, I don't think there's anything else.
Tutorial.
Yeah, yeah.
That might be, that make this meeting be the longest ever.
I need to know where the button is on the computer. Thank you.
All right. Well, we could adjourn this one and then assist you. And I take a motion to adjourn our meeting this evening.
So move.
All right, Pat, do I have a second?
I'll
All
second.
right, Elise. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Unopposed.